All right, guys, Handout 8. You made it. Last one. All right, let's see what they're asking us to do. So, Alpha Construction Company has just purchased several major pieces of road building equipment. Since the purchase price is so large, the equipment company is giving Alpha an option of choosing one of four different payment plans. Now, what they're asking us to do is decide which payment plan is best, which one they should select. So, we're going to find the present value of each option and advise them what to do. And they also tell us that the interest rate for each is 12%. So before we look at these four different options, we need to kind of talk about how we calculate present value. And how we do that is with tables that are given. We have table 2, we have table 4, and we have table 6. So table 2 is finding the present value of $1, one amount. So if we have this one amount and we need to find the present value of it, you're going to use this table. These are your interest rates, and this is how many periods you need to go back. Now, table 4 is the present value of an ordinary annuity. And an ordinary annuity is payments that are made at the end of each period. Okay, so then again, you use your interest rate, and then you use how many periods you need to go back. Now, table 6 is the present value of an annuity due. So an annuity due, payments are made at the beginning of each period. All right, so the difference between table 6, table 4 is end of each period, and table 6 is the beginning of each period. All right, so let's go through each of these problems and calculate what the present value is for each option. So number 1, they're going to pay $600,000 immediately in cash. So if it's 600,000 immediately, the present value of that is 600,000, right? So that's one option. Now, number 2, we have 200 down payment now, and then 65 per year for 12 years, beginning at the end of the current period. So our formula for that, we don't need to find the present value of the 200,000 now because it's at its present value already. So we're going to do 200,000 plus this $65,000 annuity, but we need to find the rate that we're calculating it at. So what kind of annuity is it? It's an ordinary annuity because the payments are made at the end of each year. So we're going to use table 4. And how many periods are they paying for? 12 years. So we're going to use 12 years at the rate of 12%, which they gave us. So let's find this value. We're going to go to our present value tables, and we're going to go to table 4, and we need 12 years at 12%. So we're going to use 6.19437. So we're going to do our 200,000 plus our 65,000 times this amount. So first, let's do the 65 times this amount plus our 200,000, and this is the amount that you'll get. 602,634.05. So that's our second option. So right now we have 600,000 and we have the 602, right? All right, number 3. Number 3, they said $200,000 down payment now. Then they're going to do 25,000 per year for 3 years, beginning at the end of the current period. And then after that, 75,000 per year for 11 years at the end of the 4th year. So this one kind of has a lot going on. So let's create a timeline. They're going to pay 200,000 now, and then at the end of that first year, they're going to pay 25. Then they're going to do that for 3 years. Then at the end of the 4th year, they're going to start paying 75,000 for 11 years. Okay? So there's a few different things that we need to calculate here. First things first, 200,000, it's at its present value already. Now, the 25,000 for the first 3 years after that, It's payments are made at the end of the period, so we know we're going to use table 4. They tell us they're going to do that for 3 years. So we're going to use 3 periods and at 12%. So let's focus on that right now. Let's find this rate. So table 4 for 3 years at 12%, 2.40183. So we're going to do our 25,000 times that value. Now, for the 75,000, we need to calculate this annuity, right? So again, payments are made at the end of the 4th year. And so we're going to use table 4 because payments are made at the end of each period. And they tell us they're going to do that for 11 years at 12%. So we're going to do 11 periods at 12%, and we're going to get 5.93770. And so we're going to use that value for the 75,000. But there's one more thing that we need to do with this value. Payments for the 75,000 were made starting at the end of the 4th year, which is right here. So we found the present value of all these $75,000 payments up to this, right? But we need to bring it back to here. But now with this, we have one amount. It's not an annuity anymore. So what we can do is we can use table 2, which finds the present value of one amount, and bring it back to here. So we need to bring it back 1, 2, 3 more years. So after we find this, we're going to bring it back here, and we're going to use table 2, 3 periods, 1, 2, 3, at our 12% interest rate. So we're going to do 3, oh, wrong table. Table 2, we're going to do 3 with 12%, and we're going to get 0.71178. So in addition to multiplying the 75,000 times this value, we're also going to multiply it by this value. So we have our 200,000 plus the present value of those first $25,000 payments, plus the $75,000 payments for the next 11 years, bringing it all the way back to here. So this plus this plus this is the amount that we get, 577,000. Now our last option. They're going to pay 80,000 now and at the beginning of each of the next 13 years. So payments are made at the beginning of each period. That means it's an annuity due. So yes, there's $80,000 now, but it's made each payment is made at the beginning of the year. So even though they say the next 13 years, that first payment is kind of included in that. So we're going to count this annuity as 14 years using table 6. So we're going to do 80,000 for 14 years because it's the 13 plus that one now at the 12% interest rate. So we're going to go to table 6 and we're going to do the 14 years, 14 periods at 12%, and we're going to use that value right there. So 80,000 times that value, that's the present value of that option. So what they're asking us to do is look at these 4 options: 600,000, 602,000, 577,000, 593,000. We're going to advise them they should go with the cheapest one, right? And so that's how you do that. So you're finding the present value of each of the problems, and then you're figuring out what's the best option for them.